Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thanks a lot for watching today's video. Guys, today we're going to be having to talk about buzz baits as far as when they work better than other topwaters and under what conditions you need to throw them at. Because we've been talking about buzzers quite a bit over the past couple months because fall is a good time of year to use them. But what I want to talk about today is I want to get into a little bit more detail as far as when you're talking about the mood and the personality of the fish, why they prefer a buzz bait sometimes over a different type of lure like a walking bait or prop bait. So we're going to get into that, and hopefully it'll help you guys catch a few more fish as a result of that. Real quick, guys, just wanted a couple different housekeeping tips here, or one housekeeping tip. If you guys like intuitive angling, what's going on here, one of the best ways you can support the channel and show your support for the channel is not only subscribing to the channel, but checking out our Fish the Moment virtual lessons and our lake map breakdowns we do. These are lessons we do. You can book a virtual one-on-one lesson with me, or you can get a lake map breakdown of your favorite lake that gives you a lot of good spots to begin your search at. And I'll put the lake map breakdown virtual lesson link in the description of the video. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, and I do appreciate you guys listening to those little plugs like that, because it's sort of the reason we do the YouTube videos out there. So thanks for your support on that. Okay, guys, buzzer, man. This is a talked about lure. If you guys watch many YouTube videos or mine, you hear us talking about chatterbaits a lot and buzzbaits a lot and flukes a lot, and because they catch a lot of fish. And buzzbaits catch a lot of fish in a lot of different conditions, especially in the fall time of the year. But the main thing is when you're trying to determine what topwater to lure, because like right now, it's the end of October when I'm filming this video, and this is topwater season. This is a good time of year to fish a topwater, but you have a lot to choose from. You have walking baits like a Zaraspook or something. You got chuggers and poppers. You got prop baits. You got wake baits. You got, the buzz baits out there. A lot of different type of topwater lures, frogs, horny toads, that type of deal. So when do you choose a buzzer? How do you sift through all that information to decide if the fish want a buzz bait? So I'm going to give you a few tips on this as sort of what helps me with that, because there is a set of conditions that when these conditions are in place, for whatever reason, sort of one of those mysteries in fishing, a buzzbait simply will outproduce other type of lures. Now, the first consideration with the buzzbait for me is water clarity, even more than time of the year, because a buzzbait, you can literally catch fish on a buzzbait anytime the water temperature is like over 55 degrees. I don't care if it's in March, 55 degrees, or if it's in December, 55 degrees. If that water temperature is over low to mid 50s, you got a shot at catching one on a buzzbait. But the thing about it, in order to do that, you have to have those right set of conditions. So number one for me is water clarity. I pick up a buzzbait, or I start thinking about a buzzbait anytime that water temperature is in the range of like maybe 15 inches of visibility to about 3 foot of visibility. That's my range with it. Now, that's not a big range. So 1.5 to 3 foot visibility. Now, this is something that a lot of lakes have out there. But what it does is when you're dealing with this water visibility, there are certain parts of the lake that are going to be more productive than others. Let's say I don't care if you're fishing a lake like Lake Lanier in Georgia, or if you're fishing here in the Ozarks or whatever. If you go to Lake Lanier in Georgia and you go down to the lower end of the lake, you're going to have 5 or 6 foot of clarity, so the buzzer's not going to work. But if you run up the one of the river arms there, the Chattahoochee River up Lake Lanier, you're going to get into that water visibility, and your odds are going to go way up on catching them on a buzzer. So right off the bat, try to find that water visibility that is suitable in that particular range. The next condition is you have to have the right light levels and the right sunlight conditions. Now, the tricky thing behind the sunlight level conditions when it comes to a buzzbait is it has a lot to do with the time of the year. Because let me give you sort of just like, sorry guys, had a little glitch in the video there. But anyway, what I was saying, the sunlight levels are important at different times of the year. And I'm gonna give you a few examples of that. Now, say for example, you're fishing in March and the water temperature is, upper 50s, you get an unseasonably warm day, that type of thing. The light levels under that condition, you need a bright light level, because that water being cold and starting to warm up, that brighter light level is going to warm that water up. It's going to move those fish into the more shallower water. And even if it's bright and sunny out, they're going to bite that buzzbait because they're up there and they're fresh fish. Now, as that water temperature starts to warm up and it starts to max out like in the summertime, the late spring, summer, and then it starts to cool off again in the fall time of the year. It's the reversal. So from about late April until December, you want those days out there that have cloudy, overcast skies. Now, I don't know what it is about it, but if I say, for example, if I have water temperature of 58 degrees in March, I want a sunny day. But if I have water temperatures of 58, 59 degrees in the fall time of the year, I want a cloudy day. That's just sort of like one of those mysterious aspects of fishing. So the sunlight conditions in the springtime of the year, the buzzbait is going to be better in those brighter conditions, and it's going to be better the rest of the year under cloudy, low light conditions. That's why buzzbait fishing is normally better on cloudy, rainy days or early or late in the day. That's one of the factors that you're going to find with that. So that's another consideration when I choose a buzzbait. And the third thing with that other than the water clarity and the water temperature, is the type of cover you're having. A buzzbait is a good bait to throw around isolated targets. It's great to throw around, I don't care if it's grass or wood or behind a dock or something like that. And other lures simply can't do that with it. So those are the ideal scenarios for the buzzbait. Now, if you're trying to fish those same conditions, like with a walking bait or a prop bait or something like that, for some reason it doesn't work. Because let's go back to that example I was talking about in March with the buzzbait. If you try to throw like a Xeraspook in those same conditions, it's simply not going to catch the fish. It's something about the way the bait moves through the water or walks through the water, the fish aren't going to react to it. Or if you throw a chugger, or if you throw a prop bait, there's a lot of different baits out there that for whatever reason, the fish will not react to that bait under that set of conditions. Now, I'll give you a prime example of what I'm talking about here. I just was fishing a tournament up at Lake of the Ozarks. I've actually been fishing quite a few up there the last month and a half or so. And Lake of the Ozarks, ever since the Whopper Plopper came out, it's been, in the fall time of the year, that's all you see anybody throwing is a Whopper Plopper. And it is a good topwater lake in the fall time of the year. But for whatever reason, the last month at Lake of the Ozarks, everybody I talked to, including myself, that tried a walking bait, a popper, a Whopper Plopper, a wake bait, anything like that, could not get a bite on the topwater, but you could pick up a buzz bait and catch a bunch of fish. My cousin fished that BFL up there last month and a half, and we were sort of fishing the same part of the lake, and I was throwing, walking topwaters and Whopper Ploppers in practice. I couldn't get anything, and he was getting 30 bites a day on a buzzbait in the same type of condition. So there's something about the way a buzzbait sounds and moves through the water and the profile of a buzzbait that certain conditions out there, it's simply going to catch more fish than any other topwater out there. And those are the main conditions that I have seen with that. Another thing about a topwater, a buzzbait that you're going to find that works better than other type of topwaters is, for whatever reason, a buzzbait will catch fish in colder water than any other lure out there. If you gave me like the ideal situation to fish a buzzer, if you said, Randy, pick the perfect situation for a buzzbait and we're going to go fishing with that, it would be when the water temperature is about 55 to 57 degrees in the fall time of the year and it's snowing out. Now, they will clobber a buzzbait under those conditions, especially if it's been warm leading up to that. But if I went out in that same conditions and I tried to throw the walking topwater or the popper or whatever, I'd never get bit. I'd never get a bite. I fished another tournament up at Lake of the Ozarks. This was about 20 years ago up there. And it was exactly that situation. It was November. We came off a big warming trend. It was snowing. The water temperature was in the mid to upper 50s. And I was catching them, big ones, on a buzzbait. And I wound up, I caught 20 pounds the first and second day of the tournament. I had over 20 pounds on a buzzbait. And I kept thinking, it's like, okay, man, if they're going to bite a buzzer, maybe there's another topwater that I can throw that they'll bite even better. If these fish are positioned shallow to be caught on a buzzer, maybe if I take like a big Xeraspook and just like slowly twitched it like that in that same water, that they're going to hit it. Or maybe if I wobbled a big big wake bait through there, I can catch some bigger ones out there. I couldn't catch anything on it. They would not touch it. All they wanted is a buzz bait for, again, one of those big mysteries in fishing out there. But anyway, guys, when it comes to selecting top waters, and we'll do videos on all different type of top waters, but the two main things to remember on a buzzbait: water visibility, 15 inches to around 3 feet at the max, sunny conditions in the springtime of the year, cloudy conditions the rest of the year, and that's when I usually pick up a buzzbait and see if it's going to work or not. And a lot of times I'll experiment with different colors and different sizes, because a lot of times, you have to hit on that right blade color combination and the right length and the size of the buzzbait. Because another thing is, look at the difference here. Like, this is that big Megabass Jamaican boa buzzer, and here's a little 1/8 ounce buzzer to it. So even though these are both buzzbaits, you can see the difference on them. It's like, it's like night and day as far as the way they look there. So anyway, guys, just a few, maybe you can get a tidbit of info out there that helps you catch one. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.